Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the April 24th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a little time for myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I will take a moment to look this over. The question is, what helps me to place principles above personalities today? The passage begins with this person saying that they really dislike their mother because the mother would not practice what she preached. And she was kind of like an authoritarian. She would say, do as I say, not as I do. But this person goes on to say that their mother also had some very wise messages, like treat others the way you want to be treated. Before you judge someone else, look in your own backyard. But this person said she didn't follow her own messages. But this person also says that it's none of their business to understand. It's not theirs to understand. Today's reminder: we can follow the 12th tradition and place principles above personalities. And when we do that, we learn from others. The quote is from Courage to Change. Anyone can be our teacher if we keep an open mind toward each person we come into contact with. So what helps me to place principles above personalities? Well, definitely I would say it's pretty easy in Al-Anon meetings because we're all living the principles of the program, and one of them is placing principles above personalities. I would say outside of Al-Anon meetings, what helps me do that is to just see the humanity in everyone I encounter. Sometimes I picture them as a little baby and their mom or their dad holding them, and that can be very humbling to know that everybody who, that annoying adult standing in front of me was once and it hopefully still is, but was once a cherished tiny baby in their parents' arms. And that just helps me remember that, we all are. We're all just little tiny babies in God's arms. As silly as that sounds, I feel like it's true on a certain level. But that's the number one thing that helps me do that, is just to is the principle, is the concept of humility that I learned in Al-Anon, that we're all doing our best, even though that looks very different for everybody, and it looks different for each of us every day, depending on the situation, the circumstances. But humility and truly my goal is to go with trust and love. So because of that, it's my priority to see the good. And part of seeing the good is placing principles over personalities, because my principle is, when I'm not in an Al-Anon meeting, my principle is love and compassion. Trust, love, and compassion. When I say trust, I mostly mean trusting my higher power. I trust other people to a point, but with certain things. But when I say trust and love, I'm talking about trusting my higher power, because I feel like when I'm in trust of my higher power, I am at a level of peace and serenity and acceptance. And it's such a beautiful thing. And I just would love to be there all the time. That's a good goal. That's a good goal to have. All right. Every now and then I have to pause to cough. I'm feeling so much better, but there's like a pretty awful sounding cough. All right, I'm going to take a moment to look this over. This is about the slogan, easy does it. When something isn't working the way we think it should, we can use easy does it. We can slow down and reassess the situation. Sometimes you just have to take a breath and let go of what we're doing for a moment. And this person gives this awesome example. Every time I read it, it's like, I'm pretty sure this exact thing has happened to me. This person describes trying to force a solution by trying to zip in the lining of a coat, and it just wouldn't work. When they finally stopped and realized they were zipping it into the wrong section, that's why it was never going to work the way they were doing it. So the lesson is, don't try to force a solution. When we use the slogan easy does it, our life is more serene. We're not pushing ourselves to fit somewhere where we don't belong. Today's reminder: when things don't work out, we can step back and take a calm look at the situation before moving forward. The quote is from Youth and the Alcoholic Parent. It's about easy does it. When we're in a hurry and things seem to go wrong, I love the slogan easy does it. The last meeting I was at, it was about slogans, and I almost shared. There were so many people who wanted to share. I really didn't have anything to say, but I was thinking in my head, if I had a favorite slogan, it's probably easy does it, because it just reminds me to calm down. It just reminds me, to me, easy does it goes along with how important is it, because I can relax a little bit when I think about, like, is this even going to bother me in an hour, in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, in 10 years, in 20 years? I can go on and on. So a lot of times, just not taking myself so seriously and not feeling like I have to solve a problem in this exact moment helps me to relax a little bit and see things more clearly. We'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.